Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Tats. I'm back with another video. Here we are. We're in 2025. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I hope you all had a great new year. I hope everything is going good. I hope you're all healthy and happy. And yeah, here we are. And been away for a little bit. Yeah, um, you know how it is. I'm not going to bore you, but just, first of the year, had to get some important stuff done and taken care of. Got to handle the responsibilities first. You know, but we took care of all that, and yeah, I'm actually happy. I didn't even think about that until I placed the order for this yesterday. It's like, this could be its very own video, my very first 4K for 2024, and yeah, I think I'm actually very happy about this. I know some people will probably be like, your first 4K of the year, and this is what you go with. But hey, you know what? I'm happy with it. Um, I picked up Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So from Arrow, yeah. This one is, I really enjoy this movie. I watched it so much as a kid growing up. I'm a huge Elvira fan. Love her TV show, love, her movies, everything else. I love her sense of humor, her spunk, and everything else. And, just yeah. And I know Arrow put this out, and I had the Blu ray of this, but I really wanted to upgrade to the 4K. I know some people will probably be like, did this movie really need a 4K? But, in my honest opinion, it's Elvira in 4K. That's all the reason I need, you know. But yeah, this is a fun horror comedy. I've always enjoyed it. Um, and just like I said, I've always been a big Elvira fan. It's like we always watched her show growing up, Elvira's movie Macabre and all that stuff. So yeah, so this thing here, I was going to buy this, but I wanted to try an experiment. Was what ended up happening was I noticed that this 4K was going to be a U.S. release and everything, and I noticed like last year some of the ones I bought, like I bought the Friday the 13th 4K and then the Trick or Treat 4K and stuff, and I noticed that all of this I paid pretty heavy prices for those, and then all of a sudden these things became super cheap. I mean, very, very reasonable prices. And I wanted to try an experiment. I'm trying it with this one, and I want to try to get the Invasion. Not the best Invasion of the Body Snatchers movie, but I was like, I wouldn't mind having that one. It's okay. But also, I was like, I got the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers on 4K and the remake. It'd be kind of nice to get all the Invasion of the Body Snatchers movies on 4K. So I'm kind of biding my time, seeing hopefully that one drops in price. This one was at one point it was 37 something on Amazon. Then I looked yesterday, all of a sudden the price dropped down to 24.99. I was like, I'm jumping on this, you know. And yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting to see because I noticed that was going on with a number of these Arrow titles, and that's kind of the thing though, guys. I mean, you guys do know I do enjoy my 4Ks and stuff like that, but just after a while the prices get to be too much. And and like I said, that was one of the things I was going to try to do moving forward into this year, was that I really wanted to break down and try to, really hit the sales and try to really, beef up my 4K collection and get, but not have to, break the bank, doing it. So, you know, so I saw this one in 24.99. That's a perfectly reasonable price. I mean, that's usually what your basic Blu-ray would go for the most part. So I was just like, yeah, I want to go ahead and see if I can make this, and it paid off. And so I got this movie that I really enjoyed. Now, I will say that the 4K transfer didn't really blow me away, to be perfectly honest with you. If you have the Blu-ray, I think you'd be perfectly fine if you just stick with it. Um, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it looks really good. It's definitely watchable. But I just noticed, like, a lot of the time, kind of the transfer looks kind of drab, just not really a lot of life to it. Maybe some colors here and there kind of pop out. Like, I mean, definitely the blacks, definitely pop out. Obviously, Elvira's outfit, the color of her car, things like that. And every once in a while, like some color, like a red color Like at the beginning when Edie McClurg's character first appears and she's got the hair rollers, like the red of the hair rollers that she's wearing definitely pop out and stuff. But yeah, I mean, not really not really the most jaw dropping 4K transfer I've ever seen, but you know what? Still, I'm glad to have it. It looks perfectly fine. It's definitely watchable, and it's a comedy that I enjoy, and now I get to have it in beautiful 4K. I'm just wondering if some chance, you know, I actually wouldn't mind if I have the Blu-ray for Elvira's Haunted Hills from Scream Factory, but if they ever decide they want to do a 4K, or if Arrow, by chance gets their hands on it, decide they're going to do the 4K or whatever, I'll be down for that. So, but anyway, yeah, this is my first one, and I'm not disappointed. It's a movie I enjoy. Like I said, I've watched this comedy a bunch of times growing up, and yeah, I'm not disappointed. So, of course, here we go. Of course, you got the nice slipcover. I love when they do this. It's like I was worried because I was like, meh, if I get it, but it doesn't have a slipcover because I got it for such a cheap price. I was thinking like, yeah, I may not get it with the slipcover, uh, but yeah, it was nice to see when it came that the slipcover was shrink wrapped in with the movie. So that was cool that happened. I wish more companies would do that. But anyway, so we got that, and then of course I went with the original movie poster art. Elvira being burned at the stake. Got Edie McClurg there, and all. Elvira makes her big Scream debut in her hot new comedy, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Look at that nice bunch of bonus features here. Real quick, we got brand new 4K restoration by Arrow Films, 4K 2160p Ultra HD Blu-ray presentation in Dolby Vision HDR10, compatible, original uncompressed stereo 2.0 audio. That's actually something too. It's like I have to admit, the audio on here for 2.0 is actually pretty good. I mean, of course, it sounds better if you got a sound bar or surround system, yeah. But like just watching on just a regular, just a regular speakers on your phone or your speakers on your TV, yeah, it actually sounds pretty good. Optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Introduction to the film by director James Signorelli. 2017 audio commentary with director James Signorelli, hosted by Fangoria editor um, Emerbus. Emerbus? Tony Timpone. 2017 audio commentary with Patterson Lundquist. www.elviramistressofthedark.com webmaster and judge of U.S. TV show The Search for the Next Elvira. Archival audio commentary with actors Cassandra Peterson and Edie McClurg and writer John Paragon. Too Macabre, The Making of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, 2018 version of the feature-length documentary on the making of the film, including interviews with various cast and crew and archival material. Recipe for Terror, The Creation of the Pop Monster, 2018 version of this featurette on the concept and design of the Pop Monster, as well as the film's other special effects. Original storyboards, extensive image galleries, original US theatrical and teaser trailers, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Sarah Deck, illustrated collector's booklet featuring writing on the film by Sam Irving, Kat Ellinger, and Patterson Lundquist. So yeah, you got a nice bit of bonus features. There you go. There's your 4K Elvira there. Get your little booklet. I didn't think about that. We got, yeah, this is on 4K now. I got Alice, Sweet Alice. There you go. Got our little booklet there. The eyes. Yeah. Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. We all know, like, when it comes to Elvira, the one thing everybody's always concerned about is her eyes, right? That's her main. Edie McClurg there. That's the main thing Elvira's known for. We all know that, but yeah, just of course, as a horror fan, we get a good picture here. So, okay, well, there you go. There's Elvira there. Yeah. So of course, like every horror movie fan, as a kid growing up, it's like Elvira was, a goddess, still is. Elvira was like the queen, the goddess, the horror queen and all, so there's, well, if I can get it, hang on. There we go. Got the newly commissioned artwork, which is the same as the slipcover. So, of course, I go with the original. So, but you know what? I'm very happy for $24.99, which, like I said, for 4K is a very reasonable price. And I feel, and like I said, that's something I said in my last couple of videos. It's like I want to try to see if I can start. I love 4K. I love the format. And, if the chance does present itself, I do want to upgrade when and where I can. And I'm wondering if that's going to kind of start becoming a little bit easier because I was talking with some of the workers down at the record store where I bought all those movies I just bought that I showed off, a week or two ago. And we were discussing about, of course, like a lot of these limited editions and stuff like that, they sell out. But then you come to realize, well, that's the thing, like right now, there's kind of this theory going around that, well, it's not that they're limited. It's that the boutique companies are lying to you and stuff like that. Not really sure if it's that. I think a lot of it is just that, because they tend to sell them at conventions and whatnot. I don't know if it's really that or if it's just, maybe these things don't sell as well as they're trying to make you believe. Like they're trying to make you think, oh, you better hurry. These things are going now, man. They're going fast. Yeah, you better jump on this and everything just to, get light that fire under your ass to get you to hurry up and buy it. Um, but yeah, I kind of wonder because, I mean, let's face it, Vinegar Syndrome, as great of a job as they do on their releases and stuff, for the most part, the work that they put into the slip covers and the slip cases and everything else, the bonus materials and stuff like that, most of the time people are like, dude, it's just it's not them so much, it's just the selection of movies that they pick. I know like The Keep is going for, that one was a big one. And every once in a while they'll do a big one, but then you see a lot of the other ones kind of like that doesn't like why is everybody like just going after this movie or whatever, it just doesn't seem like for this one really. But but and just like I said, it just seems like I don't think that this stuff is as limited as they're trying to make us believe for the most part. But also too, it's like if this stuff is in fact selling, I mean, if they really are selling this stuff so much, I think a lot of it really has to do with like scalpers mostly. You get a lot of people because that's what I meant to say was when I was talking to them at the record store the other day, they were talking about like that's one of the big things. They get a lot of scalpers who go in there and they're talking about, like they're like, yeah, they come in now because, with the taxes and everything else being applied to trying to sell on eBay, selling on eBay isn't as profitable as it once was. And so now they're coming in and they're trying to sell this stuff to them. And even the record store itself, like they're trying to sell some stuff that even they're trying to sell some stuff that like it's like you're not really going to sell this, not for the money you're asking for it. Like the other day, I went in there and they had the second sight 4K for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they wanted $150 for it. And when you sit there and like start thinking, analyzing and thinking, it's like I know everybody says that the second sight 4K transfer is better than the dark sky and everything, but it's like this kind of goes in the opposite direction if you think about it to what a lot of collectors and movie buyers would want. It's like, okay, number one, $150, that's way too much money. And I mean, for crying out loud, like if they're not going to pay that, they're not going to pay like 200 for, Never Ending Story or over 300 for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that big box with the fake chainsaw and stuff. They're not going to pay that. They're not going to pay $150 for this movie. Not when they can get, they could get the standard. Last time I checked, I think it was like $39.99. They could get the standard 4K of Second Sight's Texas Chainsaw Massacre for $40, and that's a hell of a lot cheaper than 150. You get the movie, you get the transfer, you get bonus features and whatnot. But I was thinking, it's like, I don't know, like maybe if it was like $50, I think they would have sold that thing like instantly. But for 150, it's like, okay, it's way too expensive. Um, the thing is a brick. It's a big fat box, which means it takes up a lot of space. It takes up a lot of room on a shelf. So yes, and if you're one of those people, space is an issue. And then also too, it's like, okay, well, you got the 4K, but here's the problem. Um, if you want to watch the Blu-rays in that particular edition, if you don't have a region-free player, you're pretty much screwed. You know, so that's another thing too. Like, yeah, you might have sweetened the pot a little bit if those Blu-rays were maybe region-free. And I have noticed that. I've noticed more and more videos are popping up where people are saying like, yeah, I like the second sight stuff, but I would just much rather just, I'm not interested in the big boxes with the big fat books I'll never get around to reading and all that kind of stuff. I'm just happy just getting the standard edition, and that's perfectly fine. And it's cheaper, doesn't take up as much space. I'm not stuck with a bunch of knickknacks that I don't want or I'm never gonna read, and yada yada yada. So yeah, but so even they're sitting there trying to sell some of this stuff for more than what they're ever going to get for it. So, but I think honestly though, yeah, just kind of give it time, and I mean, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if before too long, you probably be able to get that. If you want that dark sky big chainsaw thing, of Texas Chainsaw, hell, you probably get. Just give it time. They'll probably wind up having to break down selling that for about 150. You know, it went from like 400 down to 300. Like right now, I saw it on Amazon. It's 263 on there. So I have a feeling like if you really want that, I would just say wait it out, because I don't think that there's that much of a draw for it. And I do think that with some of these collector's editions, not everything. I know you're going to miss out on some stuff, but I do think, like some of the stuff, if you just kind of wait it out, it's like, patience will pay off, and you're going to end up getting a lot of these collector's editions or big boxes or whatever. You'll get a lot of that stuff, and you'll, get it for a decent price. But, anyway, so, yeah, that's just kind of my little rant on it. But, and also too, like right now, a lot of people are just, more and more, it kind of makes you wonder, like, that is something that I'm kind of thinking. And that's one of the reasons why I'm saying I have this theory that maybe some of these collector's editions will become more affordable as time goes on, because just and like right now you got more and more, you got people dropping out of 4K because they're just like, it's too expensive. um it doesn't feel like it's worth it. Of course, everybody panicked once LG came out and said that they're going to stop making 4K players, which honestly that doesn't bother me at all, because I got to be honest, I never particularly care for LG as a company anyway. If I'm going to go for a 4K player, I'm going to go for either a Sony or a Panasonic, to be honest with you. Just usually everything I've ever gotten from LG just was never very good. I've gotten LG phones before. My very first Blu-ray player that I ever bought was an LG, and that thing didn't last long at all. And it, just all of a sudden it started screwing up and everything else. Then once I switched to, I think it was a Panasonic Blu-ray player, I had no issues. It was like, it was very, very, like most of the time it was the disc. Take the disc out, wipe it off, put it in there, play. It would play fine. So yeah, so I'm not really having a heart attack over the whole LG's stop selling 4K players thing or any of that stuff. And like I said, and I think that's a lot of it too. I still think, if a lot of this stuff is flying off, I still think a lot of it has to do with scalpers, and they're like, I'm gonna buy this stuff and then I'm gonna sit on it for a little bit, then I'll sell it and I'll make big bucks. And I think they're kind of realizing like, not always the case. I'm sure in some situations they do make bank, but I think a lot of it depends on the movie, depends on the edition. And in the case of like Vinegar Syndrome, I think that's why I ended up getting so many of those that I showed off in the previous videos. I think that's why I got so many of those for such a good cheap price, because I think they realize like just the movies, you know, but they figure it's like, well, they'll buy it for the slipcover or whatever. But I'm sitting there getting, like box sets for 34.99, 39.99, something like that. Um, they're sitting there, and I got a lot of those ones with slipcovers and everything, like $15, $16, things like that. So yeah, I think that they figured that they're going to make, and if they're selling that to me for that price, then obviously they're not making the money off these editions that they thought that they were going to. So, but anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to make a video. Excuse me. There you go. High class quality entertainment. You get to see me sneeze on camera. But no, I'm, like this is my first 4K of the year, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and I'm already looking forward to what we got coming. Um, oh man, here in a couple of weeks, we got, man, we got, you know, we got, sorry, I'm thinking, it's just, we got John Carpenter's Vampires coming up. I got that one pre-ordered. We got, Kill Bill 2 and 3, or 1 and 2. We got Jackie Brown, Scream Factory's got some good stuff coming out in February. We're getting some Roger Corman movies on 4K. Can't wait to start talking about those. Got a couple of the Arrow UK editions coming. I got, I pre-ordered on Diabolic. I pre-ordered the 4K for Life Force and Dress to Kill. Can't wait to talk about those. With Dress to Kill, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to compare it to the Kino Lorber 4K because I never bought that one, but I did. But I will be able to compare it to the Criterion Blu-ray, which I think most people will be like, no contest, just keep the Criterion Blu-ray. You shouldn't have even pissed the money away on this, but we'll see. But yeah, so definitely looking forward to it, and yeah, so that was the thing. I feel good. Like I said, got a lot of the important stuff out of the way. Now we can start having fun. Start buying movies again. Start, being able to talk about movies and have fun. And you know, so here we go. So hope you all are doing good, and let's get going. Looking forward to a new year of collecting and buying movies and cultivating movie. Buying movies, cutting movies. Everything else. I think you can see kind of my storage is. You see, I got some storage boxes there. Those are movies, and I know I said I was going to do a shelf setup, but to be perfectly honest with you, I just hit a point. I just didn't really want to get rid of my posters, so I came up with this strategy instead. So, but it works. Once I get it organized, it'll work. So that's it. So, if anybody took the time to watch all of this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please leave it a like? And if you haven't already, go and subscribe to the channel. And let's get going, guys. It's like we have a fun year ahead of us. I'm looking forward to it. So that's it, everybody. Take care. See y'all later.